Let's take a look at a couple things that might throw you off when you're adding effects to things in the edit page. The thing that I would say happens most often would be is you find an effect that you want and you drag it on and nothing happens. And you're like, I thought this was going to do something. Why would I even add this effect? The reason why it isn't doing anything is because you haven't set any of the controls yet. So when you add an effect, make sure to select the clip, go up to the inspector, and here we have this contrast pop, but everything's pretty much set to normal. So once we start messing with these controls, we start to see a little bit of difference. So if you're not seeing any difference when you drag an effect onto a clip, that's probably why. The other thing that could happen is you could have this little switch off and you're like, dude, I have my contrast. What's going on? That's because it's not switched on. The other thing that happens, and this happens a lot, is there could be an effect that uses fusion and you drag it on and it's still thinking for a second. Because some of the fusion effects take a long time to render to the screen. There you go. It really depends on your system and the type of effect that you're doing, but if it's not showing up, maybe just wait a minute and it might show up. And really, the more complicated the effects, the more effects that you have stacked on a clip, the longer it's going to take for it to actually think about it. And sometimes an effect will just not really play back very well. And you'll kind of either have to just disable it until you render or be okay with it playing back a little bit slower. There are some other ways to deal with this. And if you have questions or you're having a lot of trouble with this, make sure to ask about it in the Discord. But those are really the big kind of gotchas with effects in the edit page.